Welcome to the Self Revolution podcast. This is your weekly reminder to wake up to who the fuck you really are. I'm your host, Breanna Rae Blaney, and it is truly my honor to guide you on this journey of self-revolution and evolution. Join me as one by one, we collectively wake up to create a more harmonious, enlightened, and fulfilled world. Welcome back to the Self Revolution podcast. You know that feeling when someone you are around is just absolutely magnetic and they walk into a room and you just want to be around them? Well, today's episode is around how to become more like that person and not like that person in terms of replicating them, but this whole concept of becoming less impressed and more involved. If you've read Matthew McConaughey's book, Green Lights, you may have heard this phrase, less impressed, more involved. And when I read this, I loved it because it really is this emphasis on how do you start to become the person that you really want to be and aspire to be, and maybe become a little bit less impressed by all of the people that are around you that you admire. That being said, there's nothing wrong with admiring people. I certainly admire many people and have admired many people throughout my career. Yet, I think that there's a difference between admiring someone and feeling less than them versus admiring them and knowing that you are just as worthy as them. So in today's episode, I want you to begin to think about how you can become more involved in your own life. How do you start to really feel your own inner spark and to continue to become that in person that you are impressed with? Not because you're trying to impress others, but because you're trying to impress yourself. So I want you to notice what happens the next time you feel really impressed by someone. There might be feelings of tinges of jealousy, and maybe those tinges of jealousy aren't so positive. Maybe there's this sensation of judging someone else. Or maybe there's more of what I call expansive jealousy, where you're feeling in and feeling really impressed by someone, but it's actually expanding your vision of what's possible. So you might be feeling that tinge of like, oh, wow, I kind of want what she has, or I want what he has, but it's not a negative thing. It's something that really is helping you expand into potentially what you want or desire to become. And I often say that when you feel that sense of being really impressed by someone, or maybe that expansive jealousy, that it's often because that person is reflecting something that you are feeling inside of yourself, that there's this part of yourself that actually wants to be expanded and it isn't getting the full room to breathe. And it's a sign that there's an opportunity for you to really step into your full potential or into the next version of yourself. So for instance, I remember when I was in the corporate world and I would see these really incredible presenters and I would be like somewhat jealous. I'm like, damn, they're really, really good at what they do. I'm mesmerized, by these people presenting on stage. And that was a light bulb for me because it was this realization that, hey, maybe I too could do that. Maybe I too could be a really good presenter. And it lit a fire in me to do that, to become a really good presenter, to be able to get up on the stage and talk in front of large groups of people. So I want you to think about this in your own life. Where are some of these places that you felt really impressed by someone? And what quality are they embodying that is alive within you that you may desire to expand? We often don't get involved because we are fearful, because there is something that in that discomfort, in that stickiness that feels challenging for us. And so we don't get involved because we are scared of what's going to happen. We're scared of that next evolution of ourselves, or we're fearful of judgment from others. So much about becoming the person that you want to be in the future, about really taking this bold action to become more involved is around facing your fears, around facing the thing that might terrify you. Public speaking was not something that always came really naturally to me. I had to work at it and I had to get out there and I had to do it. And that means like taking the action, just taking the first step. And sometimes the perception of the fear from that first step is often harder than just taking the first step and going out there and doing it yourself. At the end of the day, I want you to become what you admire. I want you to notice what around you impresses you. What do you admire in other human beings? Not because you're trying to replicate them or compete with them, but because you see something in them that is reflected in you. Maybe it's being a better speaker. Maybe it's getting in better shape. Maybe it's being able to run a marathon. Maybe it's having a more harmonious relationship or taking care of your children in a way that feels really good to you. Whatever it is that you admire in others, take note and begin to become what you admire in your own way. And you do that by taking action. You do that by taking a step to become more involved in your own life to bring yourself towards what you admire. If it's being a healthier version of yourself, maybe it's implementing one action in your daily routine to move you towards that goal. Maybe if it's being more mindful and conscious throughout your day, it's implementing a short meditation practice in the morning. If it's speaking in front of people, maybe you sign up to work with a mentor that is a presenter, or maybe you start listening to TED Talks. It's just taking one simple step to move you in that direction of being more involved in your own life. As Nike says, just do it. Listen to those pings. And when you start feeling that sensation of being really impressed by someone, by being impressed by the way that they walk in the room or the way that they speak or the way that they connect, recognize what it is in that person that you admire within your own self. And then take one action to become more involved, to move yourself to the next evolution of who you are becoming and are meant to be. I hope this episode was enlivening and just energizing as you think about expanding into your next evolution and the full potential of who you really are. I'll see you next week. Namaste.
It's calling me. Oh.